This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, we are back. As I said, I only have a basic subscription for WebEx. It automatically cuts off after a certain amount of time. So normally there wouldn't have to be any gap in the video, but because this is a particularly complex task we're trying to do here, especially for someone particularly new and everything like that, takes a bit longer. But yeah, to demonstrate once again. Um, uh, can we shrink this? Move this over? That works. Um, let's demonstrate once more that this works. Uh, what is the wrong uh, program? Okay, so to demonstrate that this works once more, enter the data in the array 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, the average for the first row is 13.0, and the average for the, I said first row twice. So we'll put third column. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, here we go. Let's move on to the next one.
Please pause the video and start to write your code. Exercise number 4. Write a program to create a 3D array with exam scores below. 3 students, 4 exams, 2 subjects. Then, print out the scores for student number 5 on the 3rd exam.
Okay. So let's get rid of all of this. Start with a clean slate. Or not. I actually wanted to keep that nearly clean slate. So I have some code that's commented out here. This code is not usable for the program here, but it's a visual guide to make sure, for the sake of saving time, regarding how a three-dimensional array might be structured. Anyway, I want to write a program, create a 3D array of exam scores, 3 students, 4 exams, two subjects, and print out the scores for student 5 on the 3rd exam. Okay. So we want to create a 3D array with the exam scores below. We don't need to take input, so we can just initialize this array. So it's going to be an integer array. So int array equals okay. So so we're gonna assume that this 3 students here is a typo and that really means 5 students because we're told to print out the score for student number 5, even when this says there are only supposed to be 3 students. So we're going to initialize this array as though there are 5 students, not 3. Um, so if there are 5 students, in this case, the rows would be the students, right? Um, the uh, the 4 exams would be these 4 pairs of these columns. Each would represent like a separate matrix, and the 2 subjects would represent the 2 columns within each matrix, right? Um, so we're just gonna you know, set up. Set up each matrix with two numbers like that. So this would be 3, 4, comma. This would be 5, 6, comma. This would be 7, 8. Then we only need a comma after this because the double brackets indicate, that that's one matrix, so to speak. That's one set. And so then we'll just do the next row. So that's 9, 10, comma, 11, 12, comma, 13, 14, comma, 15, 16. Another double bracket. I'll put one more here, and that's gonna come after that. And that's 17, 18, comma, 19, 20, comma, 21, 22, comma, 23, 24. That's all for that one. Double brackets, 25. There are two 25s. We're going to assume that's a typo, and that's supposed to be 26, comma, 27, 28, comma, 29, 30, comma, 31, 32, comma, after the double brackets, and then the final one, final row, 33, 34, and 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and then we'll put one more bracket. We'll put semicolon. Guess we don't need that. So that should be the array initialized. Write a program to create a 3D array with exact scores below. So the array has been created on 3 students. Then print out the scores for student 5. So to print this out, we're going to use this nested for loops, of course. So the first one's going to be array.length. Scroll down here. Second one's going to be array subscript I dot length. Final one's going to be array subscript I j dot length. So that's how we're going to step through all of it. So then we want to print out the scores for student number 5. So student number 5, I mean for the for I, that's referring to the row, so that's going to be the 5th row. So I should be equal to 5 to make sure we start on the 5th row. Or 4 because initial subscript is 0. Row 0, row 1, row 2, 3, row 4. And then we're going to want to start on the third matrix. And there are 4. That's the third of the 4. We started subscript 0, so that's actually going to be the second one. Start this at 2. And doing I and J. So I guess we'll say um, we should only have to get 37 and 38 to get uh, the scores for both subjects. So basically we just want this last loop we want to step through all the necessary elements for this last loop, and then we're done. We don't need to see anything else. So I'm gonna say we're gonna print array subscript I subscript J subscript K. And we want this loop to end if J is n equal to 2. Because we've no need to process anything. And we want honestly, we don't need to do anything for this one, I guess, because there is no subscript after 4. If we break here, we don't have to worry about coming to this one. So let's see if that works. And it printed 37 and 38. All right, so we're done with that one. Final one.
Please pause the video and start to write your code. Exercise number 5. Update the previous code to calculate the average scores for subject number 1 on all exams for both student number 1 and student number 5.
Okay. Update the previous code to calculate the average scores for subject 1 on all exams for both student 1 and student 5. Okay. So we're going to use multiple methods here. Let's see. Subject 1 on all exams for both student 1 and student 5. Okay, so we'll create some new methods. The first one will be called public static void. No, public static double all exams student 1. It'll be all exams subject 1 student 1, and that's going to accept a 3-dimensional integer array. We'll call the next one something similar. Static double all exams subject 1 student 5. All right. We will return 0 to stop the program from yelling at me. Get rid of all this. I've introduced some new variables here. And this one will be called double student average 1, double student average 5. And we'll simply call one of them. So all exams, we'll say um, student average 1 equals the result return from that. And we're going to pass the array. And student average 5 equals exams passed from that. And that is also going to be the result return. And so when we get to this one, it's array. We have the array, and are we gonna step through it? For I, so let's start with student 1. We want all exams, scores for subject 1 on all exams for student 1. So student 1 is going to be the first row. All exams are going to be all the couplets, and the subject is just going to be the first column. So that means we want to focus on just rate.length. That's update the previous code to calculate the above average scores. Okay. So we're just gonna want to focus on row 1, which is good. As far as the matrices are concerned, or the third dimension or whatever, we want all of them. So we're gonna want to start that array. I that way. We want to step through all of that. And for the final row, we want to We only want to print the scores for the first one. And let's see, there are two columns. So we can say, so this is going to be um, array I and array j dot length. Now we only want to print the first score. We only want to calculate the first score. Subject something else. Um, so hmm, we'll have the running total again. Initialize that to 0. And we'll have the average. We'll also initialize that to 0. And then I guess we'll say fact. We'll print array I, j, okay, to see what that shows us. We'll have that same if statement. I is equal to 0, break. And so we'll say if first is going to be 0. How are we gonna do this? Well, guess this is one way to do it. We could put we could make this less than or equal to and put this at 1. No, that's not gonna work. Uh, t- 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 Hmm. Okay, so here's one observation. Um, all of the scores are either odd or even, right? So we'll say that if the value all of the values we want to calculate, we want to make calculations for are odd. So we'll say if the value of array I, j, and k is n equal uh modulus 2 is n equal to 0, then print it out. And let's see what happens. There we go, 1357. So all we got to do is add those together. So let's say running total is equal to running total um, plus the value of array I, j, k. Then after we're out of the loop, we can say that the average is equal to running total divided by how many numbers is that? 1, 3, 5, 7. Oh, so that's 4 scores divided by 4. All right. Then we return the average. And we say, yeah, at the time, um, we could say uh, the average for student 1 is, we say the average for student 2 is, let's see what that gets us. So did we return the average? We did. We just got to print it out. Um, let's try that again. 4.0. So let's do the math on that. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, 16 divided by 4 is, ay, ay, ay. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 to go to 16 divided by 4. That's going to be 4. And so with that, we should be able to pretty much just copy that code. We don't need to have everything printed out again. So we should be able to pretty much just copy this code here. And do the same thing for um, student 5. Okay. And so the difference for student 5 is that we want to make sure we are in row 5. Yeah. Want to make sure we're in row 5. So we break at 5. We want to go through all the scores. So this loop is good. And here we only want to include the first score. And so that same formula should be good. It has to, we're only interested in values, that are not divisible by 2. Let's see if that does everything. Did not work. Okay. What are we doing wrong? We didn't print it out. That is going to be very much necessary. We want the answer. So delete that. Put that there. Print it out. The answer became 0. Let's test that. By first having the product of array I, J. Okay. See what we get from that. Hmm. Why does it say 0? I didn't print anything out either. Yeah, yeah, this should have worked. Come on, no, we're running out of time. Um, and total equals. It's the same amount of scores. Wait, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This should probably be 4. Maybe I went out of bounds. I don't know. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's right. The calculations for 33, 35, 37, and 39. So we have time to add that together. We should. Um, 33 plus 35 plus 37 plus 39 equals 144 divided by 4. That's 36. This assignment is completed, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you next time. This is how these are some exercises that we've done to perform three-dimensional, to work with two-dimensional arrays and three-dimensional arrays. Um, I shall see you next time.